You would think I would have gotten a little dressed up to talk about an Audrey Hepburn movie. Alas, I am merely just a vision in mainly black. Today we're talking about 1961's Breakfast at Tiffany's, which my intro did not lead into at all. Breakfast at Tiffany's is about one Holly Golightly, who is a socialite, prostitute, who meets a male socialite, prostitute, by the name of Paul, and they develop a friendship, and eventually Paul falls in love with her, and it's a mess. Breakfast at Tiffany's is based on the Truman Capote book of the same name, which I have not read all of yet in my lifetime, but I've read parts of it, and I like it because it's Truman Capote and Breakfast at Tiffany's, and Breakfast at Tiffany's is just one of those films that is truly the definition of iconic, and I really feel like it's a little overplayed because girls who think they're fancy always have Audrey Hepburn posters in their room and whatever, or they think that they're classy or cool or something, and they just don't really appreciate what Breakfast at Tiffany's is. And it's just so deep and sad and tragically beautiful and romantic, and it's just such a classic romance film. So I judge girls who have Breakfast at Tiffany's posters. That being said, I'm not one of those girls because Audrey Hepburn is like literally my life idol. Just the story is very interesting, like truly just a weird base like relationship for these people to have that just grows into like a romance between these two prostitutes. Beyond that though, it's really just a marvelous movie. Holly is just such a strong character, and I love her so much because she's just independent and she knows what she wants, and you know, she has her whole big speech about how she doesn't belong to anybody and nobody belongs to her, and that's why Cat doesn't have a name, and someday he will because she will belong to somebody, but she doesn't want to right now, and I just get that. She just really speaks to people like myself who don't really believe in the like classic American dream to, you know, get married and have kids and live in the suburbs and drive a minivan and whatever. She just wants to live her life in the most beautiful city in the world and just be fabulous because she is. Costumes are fantastic. They just, costume design used to be so great. Costume designs today aren't nearly as marvelous as they were back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But alas, at least we have it perpetually just left in film. They really started a revolution with the whole little black dress thing in Breakfast at Tiffany's because it's just, like I said, it's so iconic. It's the one image that you always have and you always will have of Breakfast at Tiffany's is her with the cigarette and the tiara and the cat. And, you know, it's amazing that even people who haven't seen that movie know what that is and where it's from. And it just really speaks volumes about the impact the movie, especially the fashion of the film, had on the world, really. The singular downfall that most people find Breakfast at Tiffany's is the horribly racist Mickey Rooney, but I just find it charming because it was the 60s and, you know, what are you gonna do? Like, racism was very prevalent, and I feel like it was more kind of, you know, poking fun at racism than like being blatantly racist. That's how I like to see it. I don't know, talk to Mickey Rooney. I couldn't tell you how he was actually trying to play the character, but that's what I like to think. I also love this movie because it's one of the few films that Audrey was involved in that she actually got to sing in. Moon River just makes me cry every time I hear it because it's just so beautiful, and she's just a beautiful lady, and I just really feel like Audrey resonated a lot with this character because she seemed to be such a free spirit herself, and I really feel like you get that with this particular character. It's one I feel like definitely is probably in like one of the top 5 characters of Audrey's that I really feel like she is contributing to, like from her own personal experiences and points of view, and but yeah, I just love Breakfast at Tiffany's.
They had put a fart machine into my sleeping bag.